You got that ace king and that shit don't hit all the time. I'm in the same position, bro. Ace king. The only one thing I got ace queen.
They let you talk over here? You can talk?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there's two people. If there's more than two.
Oh, okay.
Heads up.
Oh, all right. Heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
43.
43.
There's more than two.
John's age.
43. I got ace queen. Do what you want to.
Welcome to this episode of How to Crush No-Limit Hold'em Games in United States Casino. I'm June. Today we're going to live casino in Maryland, and very surprisingly I meet a viewer of this channel in the casino, and which is very surprising to me because this channel is only have 90 subscribers and I don't expect that at all, but we still have couple of hands playing each other, and which is very interesting. And let's go fishing. Today we're playing 1-3 and I bought in for $300, and the first hand we're gonna share is a very special hand. It's a low jack player limped, and then I got pocket 6 on button. I ISO raised to 6 big blinds, $18, and all player folds, and these white people also choose to fold and showed ace jack offsuit. Wow, it's really surprisingly that opponent will fold this strong hand pre-flop. Seems like I can do this more often today.
Well, the only one there?
Yeah.
I got good cards. I go up.
You folded? Wow.
There's no value. What's the value? I got to play heads up with you?
Well, yeah.
I need one more player. Huh?
The more the merrier.
Huh? What am I going to play with you? Only if I got aces, I'll play with you. I show you what I got.
And the second hand is also an interesting hand. Is low jack player who loves to live reading. Open raise to $11. I got ace 8 suited on bottom. I 3-bet him to $40, and he says he wants to see a flop and decided to call. Flop comes queen 5-3 rainbow, and he started his live reading.
You got that ace king and that shit don't hit all the time. I'm in the same position, bro. Ace king. The only one thing I got ace queen.
They let you talk over here? You can talk?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there's two people. If there's more than two.
Oh, okay.
Heads up.
Oh, all right. Heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
43.
43.
There's more than two.
John's age.
43. I got ace queen. Do what you want to.
And then he bets $43. Under these circumstances, if he really has ace queen, we already have 0 outs. And if he got some small pairs like pocket 9s or pocket 10s, we also have 3 outs left. So facing this dunk, I choose to fold disciplinedly. And to my surprise, after I fold, opponent shows a queen. Although we lose this pot, but I think this is a very great opponent, because in normal case, I would probably c-bet this flop and I will lose more chips. So it's kind of a good situation. He dunked when he has something. I believe you. I believe you.
I'm gonna show you the queen.
You got a set of queens.
Good hand.
You ain't got no race.
I hope he was gonna push, bro. No,
You got a set of
no,
queens.
we're gonna sell. No guys that big like that. We're gonna sell them.
The next hand is playing against my channel viewer, and the pre-flop action start with 2 limpers. I got queen jack suited on the big blind, and I wasn't paying too much attention on the table, and I thought my viewer on the small blind already limped, so I prepared to raise to $21, and surprisingly he just put a $5 chips on the table, and he haven't action. And after seeing all this, he still choose to raise to $20. And based on my observation, I think he's a really solid player, so here I only choose to call, and other 2 opponents choose to fold it. Flop comes king 5-6, 2 hearts. He bets $15, around 1/3 of the pot. And I think on this board, he would probably see bet a lot of cards on his range. So I think I got some backdoor possibility. I choose to call. Turn comes a 4 of clubs. He checked to me. Here my hands did not improve, so I choose to check back. And river comes a 3 of clubs, which favors my range more, and he checked to me again. And here I think I definitely gonna bluff this spot because I got more 7s and 2-pair combos than him. And he checked the turn. I don't think he got many king X or strong hands, and most likely he will have some middle pairs or ace high, so I don't need too large betting size can fold his hands. So I choose to bet for $30 bucks, around half of the pot. And very luckily he didn't think for too long and choose to fold. We successfully bluffed our viewers and took down this pot. In the next hand, I'm playing against a live reading player again. I got pocket aces on +1 and open raise to 15 bucks, and the live reading player on the hijack choose to call. Flop comes ace 10 8, 3 hearts, and we hit a top set, but it's also a monotone, so the flush got there. I bet 10 bucks, around 1/3 of the pot, and he choose to calls. Turn comes a 7 of spade. We did not see the 4th heart on the board, so I still choose to bet for 40 bucks, hoping his 2 pairs or sets can pay me, and he still choose to call. River comes a 4 of spade. It's a pure blank, and then a little drama happens. I put some chips in front of me and trying to count them and betting a full pot size, but while I'm counting, the dealer says I already finished my betting. And this table did not have the lines on the middle, which result in this misunderstanding. And eventually I only bet for 70 bucks, around half of the pot.
So once you go forward, you can only bet what's in front of you.
Oh, is that count forward?
Yeah, I mean,
Where's the
he
line?
went out more, but I mean,
Where's the line?
alright.
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay.
He kind of come out and then he cut
Yeah,
it, so I
it's
just...
okay. It's not,
You're gonna be shitting. Isn't there a line? Huh?
yeah.
There's not really a line, it's forward motion, so...
Oh,
he
geez.
went
Okay,
beyond
I'm
his
just,
cards.
I was just counting,
Well,
but
count
I
them
never
to the
seen
side
that,
of your
huh?
cards, because once it goes beyond your cards...
I wasn't.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
70.
107.
As soon as you make a forward move, that's it.
I've never seen that before.
No,
Here.
Yeah.
So the lessons here is next time if we're playing on the table without the line on the middle, we can just saying the betting size we want to bet and then start counting our chips. Then it won't be any unclear situation. But what I did not want to see is after I betting, this live reading player raised it to $170. Wow, his action line actually represents strong, very strong hands. And basically on this low stakes table, I don't think he had any bluff combos here. I really wanted to fold here, but considering the rating size is a bit small and the pot is already 370, I think as long as he has some possibility to bluff with like king queen or king jack with 1 heart, I will have enough equity to call. So eventually I did not fold my hand, I choose to call. But sadly we see the bad news and he has king 9 of hearts. I call.
Call. King 9 of hearts.
Flop of nuts.
That's right.
170.
Call the police. Call the police.
I'm calling.
Call the police.
And next hand we're playing against a slow roll player. Before this hand he actually playing a hand on the board Jack 3 9 4 6, and then they went to showdown and he shows a 3 at the first, and opponent shows pocket 8s, and then he shows another jack and the opponent was really pissed. So this is a really interesting player to play with. In this hand I got king jack suited on middle position. I raised it to 15 bucks. And the slow roll player on the small blind chooses to calls, and big blind also calls. Flop comes 4, 6, 7 rainbow, they all check to me. On this board I don't have many range or nuts advantage, so I choose to check back. And turns comes a king of hearts, a very good card. We hit the top pair, and 2 opponents choose to check again. And here I don't think opponent will have too many strong hands, so I choose to check back. And river comes a 9, and the small blind solo player bets $14 and big blind fold. Here facing the 1/3 small bet, I think opponents most likely have some 7x or 9x the small pair trying to block bet the river, so I decided to raise it to $40 to get some maximum value. An opponent choose to calls and then shows pocket queens, which is really surprised, but we still successfully took down the maximum value and win this pot.
Call, showdown. King, jack.
Queens.
And the next hand start with under the gun player straddle, and low jack and high jack choose to calls. Cutoff player, my viewer, choose to ISO raise to $35. I got ace king offsuit. I 3-bet to $100. And surprisingly, big blind, a very tight white player, push all in for $150. And all other player folds. Although I know his range is really strong, but I already put $100 on the pot, so I choose to snap call. And flop comes 10, 9, 2, 3 diamonds, and turn and river comes 4 of diamonds and 7 of clubs. So I got the absolute nuts, ace of diamonds, and I successfully took down this pot and stacked the white player.
Oh my god, look at the diamond. Oh, he got that diamond. Oh no. Want to get it out?
Ace queen, yeah. Save me some money.
You got ace queen also?
Yeah.
In the next hand, we're facing against the solo player again, and under the gun player limped. I got queen jack suited on middle position. I raised it to $18, and the solo player on the small blind choose to calls. Flop comes 8, 9, 10, 2 diamonds. We hit the straight on the flop. He checked to me. Here I got many cards I can get value from, such as all the 2 pairs, all the sets, and all the draws. So I choose to a larger size, $25. He chooses calls. Turn comes a queen of hearts, a very bad turn, because his JX will chop with me, and also a lot of hands will stop paying me. After he checked to me, I bet $50 and hoping his 2 pairs or sets can continue, and turns out he pushed all in around 120, and I choose to call. And river comes at 7, he shows jack 9 offsuit, and we're not happy, but we chop this pot with him.
Damn, he got it to the queen.
Hey man,
Chop, chop, chop.
he haven't flopped it.
Yeah, he flopped it though.
The queen coming.
Making it look easy.
Yeah, he would have had 2 pairs.
Bad turn.
That happens.
I couldn't see it. That's good.
And the next hand is middle position player limped. Low jack player also choose to call. I raise to $20 and only middle position player calls. Flop comes jack 6, 3 rainbow. He checked to me. Here I think betting or checking both make sense. On this try board, I choose to check. Turn comes a 3 and paired board. He checked me again. And I think I can start to do some value bet, and I bet for $20, hoping his pocket pairs or 6x hands can calls. And he choose to call. River comes another 6. So it's a double pair board, and he checked to me again. At that time, I don't think I can get value from many hands, so I choose to check back, and opponent shows pocket 8s. We successfully took down this pot. But now I review this hand, I think perhaps there's still some range to get a thin value on the river, because based on the opponent's line, I think you will have many pocket pairs such as pocket 4s to pocket 9s will in his range. So perhaps I can consider a thin value bet on this spot next time. And before this hand started, a small drama happens again. It's on play on my right hand, straddle on the under the gun, and the next hand he thinks he's going to be the big blind, but the player right after him comes back, so he becomes the under the gun player again, which makes him really upset. However, I don't think there's any questions with this arrangement because he did not put another round of big blinds. Anyway, this drama caused him to be a little bit killed, I believe.
You can start, but it's too late.
Huh?
You started the hand.
Right. So that means I'm supposed to be big blind. He wasn't here, so I'm supposed to be big blind.
He bought the bar.
No, I'm supposed to be big blind.
He good. Next hand he will be blind. Next hand he will be blind.
He didn't fold that.
No, but I'm just saying, yeah, I ain't trying to fold it, but I'm just saying, so how he come in if I was big blind, if I supposed to be big blind? But he ain't buy it.
Yeah, he started. He has to be in the hand.
Yeah, I have to be in the hand.
Yeah.
Because that means I'll be big blind.
You supposed to be blind this
I'm
time?
supposed to be big blind this
It's
hand.
okay, next hand you will be blind.
No.
He bought the,
No,
he came in
he
big
can't
blind.
buy it. Because if I'm supposed to be big blind, how can he?
Small blind, after small blind, always
No.
big blind.
No, but I'm just saying, if I'm big blind, go ahead. Let's straddle.
I was the button, he was small blind, he was big blind, he wasn't here.
Set off the
Right.
Now he came back right in time for his big blind as the button moves to here, he's small blind, and now he can be the big blind.
Now he will be blind. Now he will be blind.
And this hand I got ace queen suited under the gun. I raised it to 15 bucks. Bottom player, the live reading player calls, and the tilt player also calls. And flop comes 2, 7, 8, 2 diamonds. Big blind check to me. Here I got 2 overs and nut flush draw. On this 3-way pot, I think the board is not favoring my range, so I choose to check. And bottom player also checks. Turn comes a 6 of diamonds, so I hit the nut flush. And surprisingly, big blind player leads out 20 bucks, and I choose to call. I'm wishing the player behind me will do some dumb thing, but the bottom player also choose to call. And river comes a very interesting card is 5 of diamonds. So the board is 1 card straight flush board. It's a very interesting situation because my ace of diamonds now becomes the 3rd nuts. And then the big blind player bets for 60 bucks. Here I don't think our hands is very good because this river is betting on a 3-way pot. And I also got ace of diamonds and queen of diamond on my hand, so the only possibility is I can win king of diamonds. So there's one moment I really want to fold my hand, but considering he's a little bit tilt, I still choose to call. After I call, the bottom player seems a little bit tilt as well, and he folded. Big blind player shows king 9 offsuit with the king of diamonds, and we successfully win this pot. And the bottom player shows 10 jack suited. He thinks he's got rivered, but actually if the river is not the 4th diamond, I think I can win he more chips.
You put that land, they needed that sucker there. I'm telling you. I know they needed it. I'm showing you how you got 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. You damn right.
Sit down, please.
Turn over, man.
Turn over. King high
Yeah.
plus.
You're actually saving you money.
Ace high, yeah.
Oh,
He's saving you money.
you thought he was the villain. Regardless.
And then literally the next hand is limper in another position, and small blind player, which is the tilt player on the big blind last hand, he raised it to 10 bucks. I got pocket jacks on big blind, I raised it to 28 bucks. He shouted an F word and then put all his chips, $77. I choose to snap call.
Raise.
I'm going to down.
And then the board comes Jack 10, 9, 4, ace. So I hit a set and then I send him home. And after he's gone and my viewer beside me opened his card and then he has ace-6 suited, and we successfully end today's session and then took down the last part today.
You caught it.
Have a set.
Save that.
Overall today, I would say live casino in Maryland is a great place to play. They're very interesting players around the table and the atmosphere is so good. And surprisingly, I met a viewer of this channel, which is very good because he gives me a lot of positive feedback, and it really means a lot, and we appreciate it. And overall today, I bought in for $500 and I cashed out 903, which is about one buying win, and which is very satisfied and grateful. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.
That is your chance to be ruthless.